Good evening. If you will please take your seat. The board is going to come back into open session. The time is 7:00 p.m. We do not have anything to take action on closed session. We'll move into open ceremonies. Pledge of allegiance.
Thank you, Madam President. I'll call Board Simpson to introduce our group to us.
Thank you.
Good evening, Board President, Board of Trustees, and Dr. Bird. I'm going to welcome up our Lancaster High School Student Council to lead us in the U.S. to take the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I pledge allegiance to the Genesis, one state under God, one indivisible.
Now for a moment of silence. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you all. And next we have our citizens communications. Dr. Brewer, do you have any citizens communications?
Thank you, Madam President. I think we do. Ms. Simpson, floor is yours for that.
Ms. Labonte? Board policy B, the local states that public comment during regular board meetings will be limited to 3 minutes. Please direct your comments to the board president and superintendent. If addressing an agenda item, please identify the item that you will be commenting on. Speakers may not use any individual's name or identify the item when addressing the board if the speaker is presenting a complaint regarding that person. Although the board cannot take specific actions on citizen communication topics due to legal requirements, they will hear the topic and the board may have the item placed on a future agenda item for action, or refer the items to a board commission or committee, or refer the items to staff or study for conclusion. We ask that you state your name and address prior to speaking and identify the topic that you are commenting on. I will begin the timer after you have stated your name, address, and the agenda item, and you will have 3 minutes to make your comment.
Najinsky Mathonican, 618 West Ridge Avenue, Lancaster, Texas, 75146. I want to thank the board, and then I also wanted to make a statement as to why I'm here. So I wanted to thank everyone here who is making a difference in our district. Did I tell y'all how much I love this city? Many, I don't have to tell you I love this city because you can see it. I know for a fact God has called me to this city. It's such an amazing feeling to be surrounded around those who say they believe in God. I just wanted to remind everyone that judgment first starts with those who call themselves children of God. Everything we do is being accounted for. We may lie or deceive men, but never will this get by God. I want to encourage everyone to do the right thing at all times. We fear the judgment of men, but we really should fear the judgment of God. Before we make a choice that could affect the community, we must pray and ask God, what does He want? For those who are doing what's right, I truly thank you. Keep holding on. God will continue to protect us.
That concludes citizen communication.
Thank you. Okay, we'll now move on to recognitions and commendations. Dr. Brewer.
Thank you, Madam President. Once again, we'll have Ms. Simpson lead us through that. Ms. Simpson?
Good evening, Board President, Board of Trustees, and Dr. Pereira. Before I even get into our board acknowledgements, I do have to start off with sad news. Before we begin, I want to express our heartfelt condolences to the family of our beloved student Preston Malone III, a sophomore in our early college program at Lancaster High School, and a proud member of the Lancaster High School junior varsity football team. On Wednesday, August 20th, Preston passed away. His coaches, teachers, and peers have shared that Preston was a dedicated athlete, a supportive teammate, and a bright presence both on and off the field. He was admired for his intellect, hard work, leadership, and the positive spirit he brought to those around him. Since learning of the news, our district has focused on providing resources and support to help our students and staff. And we have remained in contact with Preston's family to offer our support daily. At this time, we want to pause and have a moment of silence in memory of Preston Malone III. Thank you. Board, during tomorrow's football game against North Crowley, Preston will be remembered before the national anthem is played with a moment of silence on Crowley's field. And then on Friday, the family is hosting a balloon release in memory of Preston at Tiger Stadium at 6:30 p.m. His wake service is Friday, September 5th, and the funeral service will be Saturday, September 6th. And more, this information was also included in your board newsletter. And at this time, board, I will begin our board acknowledgements. Today marks 2 weeks of the new school year, and before we started school, we kicked off things with different events. Our back to school season by welcoming our new employees to the Lancaster Tiger League with our new employee draft. We welcomed several new employees to the district, and they each left with a Tiger swag box to make them Lancaster ISD official. Our annual back to school bash was a huge success. We served more than 1,000 students and provided them with free backpacks, school supplies, haircuts, and more. Our community partners and vendors supported our families with many resources for student success. And later on, we will recognize our community partners who made this happen. And if you didn't hear about it, you must have been under a rock, because we had the best convocation. I can say that because it's produced by the communications department. We also had a great time during the district convocation. Our Tiger family came together in a high energy, fun, and emotional and unforgettable celebration to kick off the 2025-2026 school year with a spirited Western theme. We showed exactly how the best Southwest was won, and the pride of Lancaster ISD was on full display. And yes, Dr. Pereira made her grand entrance on a horse. It was a great time indeed. Over the course of the summer, we also held our Meet the Teacher Nights, where they all were a huge success at every campus. Families had the opportunity to tour the buildings, pick up schedules, and connect with teachers and staff ahead of the first day of school. And the first day of school, we proudly continued our first day tradition with the red carpet welcome. At every campus, community leaders, board members, and district and campus leaders lined the entrance to cheer on students as they returned to school. And then on the second day of school, it was fun as well. Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett spent the morning in our district to speak to students and wished us all a great school year. And at this time, board, if you could join me on the floor for the rest of our recognitions. So I want everyone in our auditorium to help us welcome up the Lancaster High School Tigerette Drill Team. This summer, the Tigerettes attended the Marching Auxiliaries Dance Camp and did an outstanding job representing Lancaster ISD. They have some awards, so let's clap them up. LHS Grand Champion, Top 3 MVP, and Most Spirited. The LHS Tigerette officers were named Grand Champions, and along with several daily team and individual awards, you all will see this team on the football field tomorrow and the rest of the season. Congratulations to our Tigerettes. Now, I'm gonna ask you all to keep Ms. Q, the drill team director, in your prayers with the loss of her mother, so we do extend our condolences to Ms. Q. All right, guys, we're gonna take a picture, throw your L's up. All right, thank you, guys. And board, earlier, I told you all about our successful Back to School Bash. Now I would like to publicly thank the organizations that made everything possible for our students. We want to extend a heartfelt thank you to Kroger, the Brotherhood, Parkland Hospital, American Licorice Company, the Travis Manion Foundation, Impact Communities, Niagara Bottle Company, and we also want to take a moment to welcome and recognize a very special group of women who reached out, asked us how they could help to support the bash, and when we told them we needed, their response was a generous donation of clear backpacks for our students. Board, please join me in welcoming the members of the Southwest Dallas chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Incorporated. Please. We're gonna take the group picture with you all, so just squeeze in like we're all family. And we throw our L's up here with our right hand. Just Mr. Nose.
Here we go, in 1, 2, 3, one more, 1, 2, and 3.
All right, thank you. Now, when we called on this next group of distinguished gentlemen, they did not hesitate at all. The Dallas Alumni Chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, please join me on the floor. Because of their generosity, we've reached our goal of ensuring every student left the bash with essentials needed for the new school year. Beyond their financial support, they also showed up in person, participating in the red carpet welcome and helping make the day even more special. A heartfelt thank you to the chapter president, Mr. Stephen Pulsar, and member Sean Johnson for your leadership, coordination, and support. And Steve and I, we actually grew up together in the same church, so I'm happy that you turned out okay when I got you. Thank you so much. We throw our L's up. I know y'all know, but thank you, sir.
Here we go, 1, 2, 3. One more, 1, 2, 3.
Appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. And board, one more donation that we want to highlight is from Concord Church. Lakeside, we want to extend a big thank you to Concord Church of Dallas for their generous donation of $10,000 to our district. We want to thank them for continued support of all of their Southwest districts, including Lancaster ISD. Deputy Superintendent Dr. Barker accepted the donation on behalf of the district during the special Sunday service. And this evening, we would like to take a photo with the board and Dr. Burr with the check So we can send them a big thank you. Ready for now?
All right, everybody, here we go, and 1, 2, 3. 1 more, 1, 2, 3.
All right, thank you, board, you may return to your seat. And I will go over some upcoming events and general information. Back to school season means parks or fun. Alexa High School football game will kick off tomorrow, Thursday, August 28th, against North Crowley at Crowley ISD Multi-Purpose Stadium. Or you're invited to attend the game to cheer on the Tigers. It is also volleyball season and cross-country season. Our Tigers are doing very well. For all upcoming schedules, you can look into the side of your board newsletter or on our website for that schedule. And National Hispanic Heritage Month is September 15th through October 15th. And Lancaster ISD will begin its recognition of the month with a social media video campaign featuring our students and staff. The campaign will highlight historical facts, accomplishments, and achievements, and we always look forward to the social media highlights. So you can look forward to that on YouTube and our social media channels. And one of my most favorite events, the kindergarten kickoff tailgate, will be on September 19th at our home game. It will begin at 5:30 until 7 o'clock. And yes, we're going to allow the students to run on the field again. So we probably have to put all the board members at one end to stop them at the end of the football field so they won't run into the high school. So it's gonna be fun and we look forward to seeing you all there. And as a reminder, Lancaster ISD district offices and campuses will be closed on Monday, September 1st, in observance of Labor Day. We will welcome students back to school on Tuesday, September 2nd. And board, that concludes our board acknowledgements.
Okay, thank you so much. We're gonna move on to the conservators report. Dr. Francois.
Thank you, Board President and trustees and Dr. Pereira. I'm very pleased to report on the July conservative report. There are definitely some gloves that you have earned. One in particular that I am pleased to report, something you have not done in 2 years, but you pulled it off this year, you have under GPM 2.2. 100% of you completed the Team of 8 training. So you give not only to the trustees accolades for doing that, your time is valuable. Your time out on a Saturday, that's a long day. So we appreciate the time that you gave, but I also want to thank Dr. Pereira's staff, the administrators who came out that morning also, before the board delved into their very serious work. Several of her staff members came and provided information, background, that was very helpful to the trustees. So I thank Dr. Pereira and I thank all those staff members who took time out on Saturday morning. It's a sacrifice, I know, but I think it was one well received and one the trustees appreciated because the rest of the day was springboarded nicely from using that information. The other blow that I have is to thank you again that right now, if you look at your report, GPM 1.2, 4.1, and 4.2 are completed. And that's a good thing. They're checked off, they're done. Hopefully, we won't see an instance where we have in backtracking, but right now I consider those complete and have no, I guess, concerns that we will not keep up the good work there. An area for growth is GPM 2.1. Every month, Ms. Allen very graciously delivers the information about your quarterly board tracking. And as you know, the quarterly board tracker is all about student outcomes and keeping the board focused on talking about student outcomes. There has been improvement there. Certainly more time has been given, but it can improve. So you're on track, but I would certainly encourage you to continue to focus on understanding student outcomes. And I'm looking around the room right now and I see what Dr. Barker is preparing to get you focused on that today or at some point. And that's really that is critical work of the board. That is the seed of from which your work will grow. And it also will indicate how this district will continue to move forward, how well you support that. So staying focused on student outcomes and supporting the superintendent and the programs that you know are good for this district will be critical. So again, you're on track for 2.1, but I would encourage you to work a little bit harder to spend time focused on student outcomes as diligently as you can. Overall, though, I want to thank you for the work that you're doing and continue to do. I know that Board President Hamilton, even Dr. got a letter saying that I'm here another 90 days. So hopefully over those 90 days, we'll see even more where I report again and I can report some other things on this list that are checked off and done. I tell people all the time, I didn't come to stay. I love Lancaster, you do great work, but this is work for you to do, not for me to do. So again, keep up the focus, keep up the energy, and I appreciate what you've done so far and certainly know that even more can be done. Dr. Lloyd is on the Zoom right now, and I just want to give recognition and thanks to her because as you know, she supported you through your Team of 8 training. And Dr. Lloyd is available again at any time. Any of you need to get additional support or coaching or help from her, please take advantage of that. Those resources, a lot of districts don't have that support for their boards. So do know that Dr. Lloyd is critical to your success and to call upon her when you need her. Outside of that, again, I thank you for the work you've done. President, I give it back to you unless there's some questions.
Thank you, Dr. Russell. Any questions, comments from the board? Hearing none, we'll move on to the superintendent's report. First one is finance. June 2025 financial report, Dr. Pereira.
Thank you, Madam President, and call forward Ms. Dana Shaw Mosley for that information to our board and our community. Ms. Shaw Mosley, the floor is yours.
Good afternoon, Board President Hamilton, board members, and Dr. Pereira. This evening, I'm presenting the June 2025 financial report. A full version of the June 2025 financial report is uploaded and diligent for your review. The first slide represents the taxes collected and then the funds paid out due to refunds, protests, and transfer requests. Usually the tax revenue into the investment account when they mandated everything that was collected. So the net that was paid out to our account was $70,247.67. The next slide is a representation of the income statement for the general fund. I know it's kind of small, apologize for that. But this depicts current year revenues that are collected in our tax revenue, local revenue and state and federal revenue for the general fund. And also it represents the expenditures by function that we have expended year to date for June 3rd, as of June 30th, 2025. The next slide is our top 10 revenue drivers for June 2025, which is our tax collections and also our formula funding from the state. With 45 million being our current tax collection, and then the money that we received as of June from the state is 15 million. So the next slide represents the June 2025 expenditures with our top 10 drivers. The top driver being instructional expenditures, and the second driver being plant maintenance and operation. The next slide represents the food service income statement for June. And our current collections for revenue year to date is 4.4 million. That's the money we receive for the claims for all the foods that are served to the students at our campuses. And the district is 100% free lunch, all campuses eat free. And then the second is the expenditures we spend. Majority of those expenditures are to the third party vendor. And we have a new vendor, Southwest Food Service Excellence. That's the new vendor. The next slide represents debt service. That's where all our revenues for the tax collection are going to pay our bond payments. These funds that are collected are only to pay our bond payments. We receive that money from our INS collection, and then the expenditures are our bond payments that we have paid as of June 2025. We have one more payment that we paid in August, and that'll be reflected in the year-to-date August. The next slide is the investment portfolio reconciliation. We currently have two pools, Lone Star and Tex Pool, and this is a representation of all the funds that are collected for the month of June year to date. As of June, we have a general fund account, a debt service account, small funds and a capital projects account, and then a child nutrition account. We have all our funds going there so we can get interest on the funds that we collect. All our CVA revenue and all our tax payments going to this account. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, board. Are there any questions?
I have.
Ms. Morris?
I just want to thank you for bringing about the making sure, you know, underneath Dr. Pereira, which her administration, you all are direct impact drive schools. They're kind of indirect, but we want to make sure that we can do what we need to do for our students and have their. And each time we bring up that report, it tells us that Dr. Pereira is still doing what she promised to do when she came. So thank you.
Thank you. And next, we're gonna move to teaching and learning. First, 9.2 student enrollment update, Dr. Ferrer.
Thank you, Madam President. I have Dr. Barker to present that information to our board and our community. Dr. Barker, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Good evening, Madam Board President, distinguished board members, Superintendent Dr. Pereira. Annually, I come to you at this board meeting to just kind of give you an update of what's happening with enrollment. And so, as you can see, at this point, which was last Friday, the district enrollment was at 6867. When compared on the 8th day of last year, it was down a little bit, but I walked back, I don't know if you saw me, I walked back to Dr. LaCour and I said, what is the enrollment as of today? Okay, as of today, and we're a little over 6,700. That's very encouraging because at Snapshot, in October of last year, we were at 6,800. So everything that I think that we've done to really pay attention to the culture and the climate in the district is attracting people to come to us. We have had almost somewhat of an overflow, I would say, from Dallas ISD coming over to Lancaster, some from DeSoto as well. And so we are pulling in students from outside of our boundaries. And I will always say it's because of our great programming, our great teachers, and our awesome. And so with that, I'll say thank you and we'll take any questions.
Thank you. Any questions, comments for Dr. Barker?
Yeah,
Ms. Morris?
thank you. You know, I can't help it, but help me. Thank you for what you do with your leadership and the leadership of Dr. Pereira, making things happen in our district. So thank you again.
I do want to add that this is in the beginning of year 5. It's the first time that at the beginning of school, district-wide, we had less than 10 vacant positions. Sorry. Not only did we have students coming different places, from different places, we had great staff too.
Thank you. So, Ms. Davis.
Thanks so much. That document, are you going to share that? I think it's in here.
If it is not, we will get it to you.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Thank you for the job. Thank you.
We're gonna move on to 9.3, accountability update 2024-2025 STAR and EOC rating preliminary data, Dr. Pereira.
Yeah, Madam President, I see Ms. Bell's already at the podium, ready to share that information with our board and our community. Good stuff.
Thank you, Dr. Pereira.
I know you're ready.
Good evening, Madam Board President, distinguished board members, and Dr. Pereira. This evening, I would like to present our updated information regarding our 2024-2025 STAR EOC rating information. As I get started tonight, I just want to announce that Texas Education Agency has released our 2024-2025 STAR accountability rating and information. And Lancaster ISD is proud to report a measurable growth across most of the campuses. While the district has earned a C rating amid ongoing changes in the accountability system, our teachers, students, and leaders have shown resilience and focus and results. So the chart in front of you is actually showing comparative year over year, showing our 2023-2024 compared to our most recent data from 2024-2025, showing the differences in that last line. And as you can see, our district grew by 4 points, moving from a 71 to a 75. And you can see across all of our campuses that we made growth the majority of our campuses. So our overall data, I wanted to share with you again, with the district. You can see on this slide, again, you can see that we've received a rating of 75 with a C rating. And then you can see all of those categories broken down for you. You can peruse that at your leisure as well. I will go through the cadence this evening will be that I'll go through each campus and I'll share with you the campus rating as well as the distinctions. And I might mention that we've received 16 distinctions across our campuses. So at Beltline Elementary, we'll start there. Beltline received an 84 with a B rating with 3 distinctions. GWC received an 84 with a B rating and 2 distinctions. I would say this was our campus that was most recently in school improvement, and they've gone from the F to a B, so I just gotta clap it up again for them. Then we have Houston Elementary, who's earned an 86 with a B rating and 2 distinctions. I gotta say this for Dr. Pereira, Dr. Barker, they moved 23 points in 1 year, so that's pretty. Lancaster High School, they earned a 78 with a C rating and 2 distinctions. Also with Lancaster Middle School, they earned a 68 with a D rating. With Pleasant Run, they earned 69 with a D rating. And then now we're at Rolling Hills. Rolling Hills earned a 78 with a C rating.
And one distinction.
And one distinction.
And one, let me go back. We don't want to leave that out, and 1 distinction. We roll with Parks that earned an 83 with a B rating and 3 distinctions. And last but certainly not least, we have West Main who earned an 88 with a B rating and 3 distinctions. So the last chart is just information again, comparing all of our campuses and comparing to year over year data and rating information for all of our campuses. And that is it for me, and thank you. Thank you, Ms. Bell. Any questions, comments from the board? Mr. Smith? No, you go ahead.
I just wanted to recognize, I give credit where credit is due. I know we've been talking about accountability ratings for a while, and there's a lot of turmoil behind, but I have to point out, actually, I don't even have to point out, how long has GWC been under par? How many years roughly?
Pretty much from its inception.
That's to be where they are today, I think that's tremendous.
No, you heard it right over there.
Thank you for another
I
year.
was on her campus today. I was on her campus today and she told me, Dr. Perry, you can expect an A from, you know, this coming year.
And please note that we submitted kind of campus last year, barely missing the mark, and go from there to where we are today. Again, commendable. Thank you.
I also would be remiss without saying that we were the best in the Southwest.
And I want to reassure the board, Madam President, that the schools that we see have, just come up a bit short, don't plan on seeing that same place this coming year, so. I have every bit of confidence in the leadership and the team, and Dr. Barker and the instructional team that will carry us through. Last night, we spent some time here, last night working on improvement plans, as you see posted across, around the room, if you will. We had some community members that joined us as well to help with that. But I'm sure, without a doubt, that our campus has something similar for their campus improvement. So the alignment is there, we're primed to do well, and I expect the district to be high B, if not A.
All right.
Couple of questions. One is pertaining to, I know Dallas ISD had requested for us to be rescored and their performance went up. Are we doing a similar measure with any of our tests?
So we did our research and we looked at what the impact potentially would be, and there would be hundreds and hundreds of upon hundreds to actually score correctly to even earn points, because it's basically just one question on for the extended constructive response on the writing assessments. And so it would take a massive number of those that we would have to prove that they were scored incorrectly, and then they would have to say they were scored correctly to even move the needle 1 point. So we did do due diligence and went back and looked at that to see what the impact would be. Thanks, you're welcome.
And my next question is pertaining to our House Bill 3 goals. How do we perform there? You know, we had 45% third grade math with meets. Are we close to that number? Or did we reach it and exceed it? And also for our third grade reading and math scores.
So I do have that information, Ricky, if it's not a problem, I would like to send that to Dr. Ferrari, have that sent to you, so I can make sure that we get that information to you. The exact information to you that you requested, but I do have that, Rick. Do have that information back.
Thank you. And again, I know we may not be there at this point. We have a goal of 28, 29 school years.
Yes, sir.
So that's the big numbers there. And again, do want to commend the campus administrators and their staff for the work that's been done and us achieving where we are right now. The means of getting those distinctions are very important, and I applaud you guys on that. And those campuses who were D, they were a very high D. So I commend you guys on the work you've done as well. And just continue it, and we look forward to a prosperous year. Again, thank you.
Thank you.
That's for, of course, for
Ms. Morris?
Thank you. I want to say first, for those administrations that had a D, I want to tell you that you're driving harder and you will be bigger. And that's not a bad thing. Now, we said overall, thank all of you all for working so hard, because you all are the impact, direct impact to our students. And your work means so much to us. And I know every member of this body can say the same thing. When you wake up and you come into our school, you come in with your hats on, and you know you got a good leader, Dr. Ferrera, that's always there for you and will help in any way that she can to ensure that that impacts our children there. So thank you again for your presentation, and listen, it's all good. It's all good.
Thank you. Thank you. Dr. Burke?
Yeah, Yes, just have one more, and this is for not just our staff, but also for our community and our board. I wanted to remind everyone that I know that the STAR outcomes are important to everyone in Texas. But I will say that our students here in Lancaster are more than a number. They do well in so many areas that we don't get a chance to applaud and cannot be assessed on STAR. That I wanted to commend their efforts in other areas as well. As you look across our co-curricular, extracurricular activities, they are doing well. Our clubs are packed. Our club groups that are out there are packed. Our kids are involved and engaged. And I just want to remind the community, although we sat and we applauded today, but know that there are other days in the school year that our kids are doing great things, and I just want to remind that, not to take the focus off of STAR, but to know that our kids are more than the number.
Thank you, Dr. Pereira. And for myself, I'd just like to say thank you all so much for all your hard work and dedication for what you do every day with our students. Thank you. And we're now gonna move to maintenance and operations. 9.4, child nutrition update, Dr. Pereira.
Thank you, Madam President, and I'll call forward Dr. Kimbrough to share that information with our board and our community. Dr. Kimbrough, the floor is yours when you're ready, sir.
Good evening, Madam President Hamilton, distinguished board of trustees, and superintendent of schools, Dr. Pereira. Tonight I'd like to bring forth the child nutrition update from August and the start of this school year. The first thing that we want to start off with, one of the things that we did have concerns with was the quality of our food in our cafeterias after talking to staff and students. And just from visiting campuses and looking at our news vendors and the options they're providing, we do have better food in our cafeterias. And I do sample that food on all the campuses, so it is better food. I eat what the kids eat most days, something at the high school and the elementaries. So I did take some pictures just to show you, we had a good process. I think we did the process the correct way. We had a good committee and the students were involved, and this is who that committee and the students picked SFE. And I know that you're eating some of the catering and you can tell the difference in the food. So it's just when you do the process the right way, you get great results, and this is the product of it. So just some more updates. I got maintenance and operations, so child nutrition, I am getting a look at that some as well, but we did have a walkthrough with TDA contact on August 18th. They just came to check on us to see how our transition went, and we had a flawless walkthrough. I was checking my email to see for a list of concerns, no concerns, and I had a meeting today, and they were like, just how does it feel to just turn a child nutrition program around? And I was happy to get that information from TDA, our contact today. Also, we're in the middle of that 21-day menu. Remember that is if we change anything on that menu, that is a physical finding, so we are really monitoring that. We're in day 11, and there have been no deviations to that 21-day menu, so we're keeping an eye on that, because that is a rebid. We have to go back out for rebid if they alter that menu any day on any of our campuses. They can't take a tomato off and put up an app. That's a deviation, and that's a violation of the I think that is all I have. We're off to a great start in child nutrition, and we're just gonna keep pushing forward, providing our students and staff in our community with great food. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kimbrough. Any questions, comment?
Okay, thank you, thank you.
Hey, Dr. Pereira.
Yes, I just have really briefly, Dr. Kimbrough, can you just share a little bit with the board about some additional programs that you are exploring for our extracurricular students?
For the athletes,
And yeah, any co-curriculars as well with band.
so we do have that school programs. I forget the name now, so I have it written down, but I'm just making sure the athletes do get provided with a meal, but that is part of our at-risk program. So we're just making sure all our athletes are in our activities, they can come in and get a meal. We do provide that. That's part of SFB's contract. So that is always available as long as they're doing some type of extracurricular. I done got lost in the name of the program, but that program is the at-risk program.
Someone like a dinner or something.
Yeah, it's a dinner, it's two programs, we have the after school snack program, and then we got a dinner program, Dr. Red brought it back to me. But, most of them will choose the dinner program. So the dinner program is the same rate as the lunch program. The snack program is just simple of juice and like crackers, and the athletes and the students, they will want more than that. So the dinner program is a full meal, just like lunch that we provide to our students. The only thing the coach or the league has to do is turn us on roster so we know how many, and we can provide those meals to us athletes or any extracurricular students. So that is available on all the campuses. No, it's no cost. We CEP, so it is free across the board. None of our kids pay for meals. Unless they want an extra meal, like an extra lunch, but that's out of part.
Okay, Ms. Nichols.
Thank you so much for that. I think we had that years ago here, many years ago. And to be able to provide the children those meals, and I know they help the parents too. So thank you so much for bringing that. Because I knew my boys when they played, they had it at the time. I paid extra money if I needed to. But that says a lot about our focus and the outcome for our students is provide those type of meals when they're dedicating their time. So thank you for that. Thank you, Dr. Carr.
And that is the child and adult food care program. That's the dinner program.
Thank you.
So it's provide that. They just turn in a roster and let us know, and the vendor will prepare those meals.
Thank you. Okay, we'll now move on to the adoption of our consent agenda. 10.1 is approval of the following minutes, July 16, 2025 regular board meeting. 10.2, consider approval of cooperative membership renewal costs and rebates. 10.3, consider approval of ratification for the TKE Elevator Corporation procurement related to the elevator at Tiger Stadium. 10.4, consider approval of instructional services vendor contracts for the 2025-2026 school year that will exceed 100,000. 10.5, consider approval for planning of the ACE restart at Lancashire Middle School for the 2025-2026 school year. 10.6, consider approval of special educational vendors list for the 25-26 fiscal year. 10.7, consider approval of CTE industry-based incentive proposal. 10.8, consider approval of purchase of CTE 15-passenger vehicle. 10.9, consider approval of the CTE Innovative Course Edition. 10.10, consider approval of the district claiming a good cause exception to the requirements of the Texas Education Code 37.0814 due to the availability of funding and delegate authority to the superintendent to modify the board's alternative standard as needed. 10.11, consider approval of contracting with L&P Global Security to provide armed security officers for the school year 25-26, not to exceed 130,000. 10.12, consider approval of 2025-2026 professional learning plan, DMA. 10.13, consider approval of amendment to 2025-2026 LISD employee handbook. 10.14, consider approval of renewal for the service agreement between Lancashire ISD and Swing Education for Substitutes. Board, I've read you the consent agenda. This is an action item. Is there a motion?
Madam President,
Mr. Smith?
I move to approve the consent agenda as written.
We have a motion by Mr. Smith. Is there a second? Have a second by Mr. Lewis. If you please vote using your devices, and I understand Mr. Lewis needs to do a verbal vote with Alan.
Did it go out? Oh. I love this little fan.
And Mr. Lewis, your vote?
Yes.
Madam President, on behalf of Lancaster Independent School District, we are experiencing some technical difficulties with the diligent community. So were you able to cast your votes? I was. Okay.
In a little time, Ms. Allen, we can do voice votes if you need us to. Thank you, Kylie. I was able to, Madam President, refresh my device, and so I see all of the votes with the exception of trustee Smith. Trustee Smith, if you would like for me to vote on your behalf, just let me know. Thank you, Madam President. On behalf of Lancaster ISD Board of Trustees, in regards to the approval of the consent agenda as presented, motion carried unanimously. Thank you, Ms. Allen. Well, we're now going for our action items. First one is finance, consideration and or action to approve an agreement for the purchase of attendance credit, option 3 agreement, and to delegate contractual authority to the superintendent for.
Thank you, Madam President. I'm going to call forward Ms. Dana Shaw Moses, who's at the podium, and ready to deliver that information.
Good afternoon, Board President Hamilton, board members, Dr. Pereira. This evening, I'm requesting approval for the consideration and action to approve the agreement to purchase attendance credit option 3 and to delegate contractual authority to the superintendent. This agreement is governed by recapture compliance, Texas Education Code 11.15, 11C4, and Texas Education Code 48257. Based on TEA's estimate, the cost of Lancaster ISD to recapture for 25-26 is $1.6 million, 1.684471. This is because we are a property-rich district and we cannot have a windfall of money, and we have to pay back the excess funds that we collect to the state so they can distribute to the board district. Yay, Lancaster. The cost of recapture in 24-25 was $1.3 million. So the option that we choose is to purchase attendance credit from the state. With this, we have to delegate the authority to the superintendent, and she must sign the agreement to purchase attendance credit as required by every school district identified subject to recapture. The agreement is due September 1st, 2025 through the electronic submission through the TA system. I am requesting approval for the board for the 25-26 school year for the Board of Lancaster ISD to delegate contractual authority to obligate the school district for the Texas Education Code 11.1511C4 to the superintendent solely for the purposes of obligating the district under Texas Education Code 48.257 and Texas Education Code Chapter 49, subchapters A and D, and the rules adopted by the Commissioner of Education and authorized under Texas Education Code 49.006. This includes approval of the agreement for purchase of attendance credit, the agreement for purchase of attendance credit, netting Chapter 48 funding, or the agreement for purchase of attendance credit and netting Chapter 48 funding. I have to say all of it has been in. Any questions?
Any questions? There are no questions. This is an action item. You'll vote. Well, basically, is there a motion? I'm sorry.
Madam President, I'll move. I agree on that.
Yes.
Moved it for the 2025-2026 school year. Delegate contractual authority to obligate the school district under Texas Education Code 101.151114 to the superintendent solely for the purpose of obligating the district under Texas Education Code 48.257, Texas Education Code Chapter 49, subchapters A and D, and the rules adopted by the Commissioner of Education as authorized under Texas Education Code 49.006. This included approval of the agreement for the purchase of attendance credit, the agreement for the purchase of attendance credit netting Chapter 48 funding, or the agreement for purchase of attendance credit and netted Chapter 48 funding.
Thanks.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Jones, a second by Mr. Smith. Board, if you please vote using your devices. Madam President, for the approval as it relates to the agreement for the purchase of attendance credit, motion carried unanimously. Thank you. Ms. Allen, is it still needed for me to read this statement since Mr. Jones read it all into record?
Actually, board president, I'm sorry, as the board president, you can,
Okay.
for the record.
Okay. For the 2025-2026 school year, we, the Langston Independent School District Board of Trustees, delegate contractual authority to obligate the school district under Texas Education Code 11.1511 C4 to the superintendent solely for the purpose of obligating the district under Texas Education Code 48.257 and Texas Education Code Chapter 49, subchapters A and D, and the rules appointed by the Commissioner of Education as authorized under Texas Education Code 49.006. This includes approval of the agreement for the purchase of attendance credit, the agreement for the purchase of attendant credit netting Chapter 48 funding, or the agreement for purchase of attendance credit and netting Chapter 48 funding. Okay. We'll move on to the next action item, which is 11.2. Discussion and take board action to approve the district list of certified appraisers and timelines for the teachers T-test appraisal system. Dr. Pereira.
Thank you, Madam President. We call forward, Ms. Yvonne Thornton to, deliver that information to our board and our community. Ms. Thornton, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Good evening, Board President Hamilton, distinguished trustees, Superintendent Dr. Pereira. On this evening, just as we do each year, I bring to you for your review and approval the T-test appraisal roster and timeline for the 2025-2026 school year. We utilize the Texas Teacher Evaluation Support System for our teachers. It is designed for our educators in order to support them in their professional growth as it relates to the growth of our students and their student measures. Three primary components for this system are goal setting and professional development plan. Our teachers go through an evaluation piece with walkthroughs that are formal and informal, as well as observations, and then the record and the tracking of student growth throughout the year and from year to year. Our schedule for our T-test evaluation system begins on September 8th, where teachers will then begin to have their formal and informal walkthroughs. And from September 8th through April the 24th is the window where all walkthroughs and all observations would take place, as well as the goal setting and professional development plans. This is an ongoing process for our teachers with the review of teacher progress as well as student data, the goal setting performance, as well as collection of evidence to support domain 4, which is our professional practices. If you see at the bottom of this particular slide, there is a link for the 2025-2026 T-test appraisers. You will find there that we are one short of 100% certified campus and district administrators who are ready to appraise our teachers this school year. We thank you in advance for your approval of this one.
Okay, thank you so much. Board, any questions? Okay, hearing none, this is an action item. Is there a motion? Ms. Martinez, I heard your voice first.
Yes, I move that the board and take, approve the district list of certified appraisers and timeline for teacher T-test appraisal system.
Okay, a motion by Ms. Cortez. Is there a second? Have a second by Ms. Nichols. Board, if you'll please vote for your devices. Madam President, for the approval of the district list of certified appraisals and timeline for the teacher TESS appraisal system, motion carried unanimously. Thank you, Ms. Allen. And we'll move on to 11.3, discussion and take board action to approve the special education vendors that will exceed 100,000. Dr. Pereira.
Thank you, Madam President. Call forward, actually, set the podium now, Ms. Crystal Crawford, who is eagerly ready, to deliver that information to our board.
Hey, good evening, Board President, Board of Trustees, and Dr. Pereira. I'm going to present to you, special education vendors that are expected to receive cost at 100,000 or more for the 25-26 school year. The following RFP approved vendors, services cost could reach $100,000, and I want to make sure that we vote and approve it before we get there. So these are our vendors: DFW Speech Services, which provides bilingual speech therapy, speech evaluations, and IEPs for campuses including Lancaster High School, Houston Elementary, and then all bilingual services across the district. Speech Made Easy LLC provides speech evaluations and IEP speech therapy supervision for BAMO, Barack and Michelle Obama, as well as RPM and Pleasant Run Elementary. My Words My Way LLC provides speech evaluations, IEPs, as well as speech therapy services for our ECI Child Find Process program, as well as GWC and West Main Elementary. Stepping Stones Group provides speech therapy services for students at Beltline Elementary and Rosa Parks Millbrook. And those are all vendors that could possibly receive over $100,000 for this year's services.
Thank you. Any questions from the board?
Madam President, I do have, maybe two, sure.
Mr. Jones?
Thank you. Who will be notified? We're getting close to that threshold of 100,000.
That's why we're here today, because we could possibly reach that. They have to give us a quote before we do the PO for the year. So the quote has about 98,000 for one, and it may have 104,000 for another. So it could change based on the number of students. As students enroll, as students are evaluated, those services still have to be provided. So the purpose of today is so that we won't have to come back before, a student gets evaluated to say, can I get $100,000 for this person? Because it's a cumulative for the whole year.
Right, so do we have a maximum amount over the 100,000?
Not necessarily, but it's budgeted for the amount that they quoted, which is in around 100 to 105 for each one.
Thank you very much.
I have a question.
Ms. Boyce?
Thank you. So, offhand, and if you don't know, that's okay, you can always let that learn to let us know that. Do you know how many students we have in, ESL?
ESL program not for speech services. I don't have that number offhand,
Okay,
but I can get it.
all right, thank you.
Any additional questions? Hearing none, board, this is an action item. Is there a motion? Ms. Nichols?
I'd like to make a motion that the board approve, the action for the special education vendors that will exceed 100,000 or to be approved.
A motion by Ms. Nichols to approve special education vendors that will exceed 100,000. Is there a second?
Second.
Have a second by Mr. Lewis. At this time, if you'll vote from your devices. Madam President, for the approval of the special education vendors that will exceed 100,000. Motion carried unanimously. Thank you. Okay, board, 11.4 that is listed on the agenda, this will move to our next month, board meeting. So we'll go on to 11.5, which is discussion of possible approval of education, its freedom. Dr. Furr.
Yes, ma'am, thank you, Madam President. I'm gonna call forward, Ms. Bell, to present that information to our board and our community. Ms. Bell, floor is yours when you're ready.
Good evening again, Madam Board President, distinguished board members, and Dr. Pereira. This evening, I would like to present education as freedom for possible discussion and approval. So Education is Freedom, actually is an entity or partner, potential partner that advances college post-secondary readiness opportunities. And so with this particular partner, Commit is actually working alongside our team. They would actually provide seed dollars to help us. They would actually provide 3 college advisors to the comprehensive side, the comprehensive high school, to help our students access college and career opportunities. And so I want to also call out that this organization has been working in the Dallas County area for the past 22 years, and they have assisted and served 8,763 seniors, completed 50,000 college applications, assisted in ensuring $220 million in financial aid, and they have conducted 40,250 actual college counseling meetings. So this particular slide is actually showing you what the pay structure would look like. And so without going into too many details, essentially, again, this organization would be working alongside of our one of our partners, which is Commit. They would Commit with them, provide seed capital or seed money for this particular venture. And basically what happens is, in this scenario, if we were to earn $300,000 in our summary of finance, we would have them look at having a threshold of $100,000. And if we were to earn at $300,000 plus that threshold of $100,000, that would be $400,000. And from there, we will be obligated to pay $300,000. So again, this is a max of $300,000, and we would pay above the monies above the $100,000. I also want to leave you with a special report. Within this report itself, you'll get to hear you'll get to see lots of information regarding the Education is Freedom program. And they'll have information in there that will show you how they've been transforming lives through education for the past 23 years again. And also, I just want to call out that a big part of this is to help with economic mobility as well. And that's it. We're asking and seeking your permission to be able to participate with Education is Free.
Thank you, Ms. Bell. Any questions on the board, comments?
Madam President, I do have a couple, just to make sure.
Mr. Jones?
Thank you. I understand this. So, Commit is a partnership with Commit. They're providing seed money, which is $100,000.
So the seed money actually is the fact that they're providing us 3 advisors. Each one of those advisors is $100,000, but they're providing that up front for us. And we only have to pay them if we produce $300,000 with our outcomes-based bonds above the $100,000 threshold.
They have that point again.
So they looked at our 24-25 summary of finance, and we have to have they looked at what we brought in for our summary of finance for 24-25. And if that baseline was $100,000, so that slide that you saw was just kind of like an example. And if that baseline was $100,000, then they would look for us to pay the $300,000 above that. If we don't make the $300,000 and we just get, hypothetically, we just get $100,000 above that $100,000, that's all we're obligated to pay.
Makes sense. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Any other questions? Okay, hearing none, board, this is an action item. Is there a motion?
Madam President, I move that we approve Education is Freedom, $300,000 outcome-based funding contingency as presented.
Okay, have a motion by Mr. Jones to approve Education is Freedom, $300,000 outcome-based funding contingency. Is there a second? Have a second by Ms. Nichols. Board, if you'll please vote using your devices. Thank you, Madam President. In regards to the approval for the education is freedom. Motion carried unanimously. Okay, thank you, Ms. Allen. Okay, we'll move to 11.6, discussion of possible approval of the economic mobility system 50K outcome-based fund contingency, Dr. Pereira.
Thank you, Madam President. Ms. Bells eagerly waiting to share that information with our board and community.
Good evening again, Madam Board President, our distinguished board members, and Dr. Pereira. Tonight, I would like to present the Economic Mobility Systems tool. Before I get started, I want to just say that we are basically looking to restructure this agreement that we're working with their team. And so tonight, I'll be presenting for informational purposes alone, and not asking for anyone to vote on this and take action on it tonight. Again, it would just be solely for information. So with the economic mobility system, this team would work alongside Lancaster ISD in setting up a real-time CCMR dashboard. This CCMR dashboard would serve as a case management tool to work with all of our seniors at Lancaster High School. This tool would also give us real-time information to help secondary teams strategize around CCMR data and ensure that all students have access to post-secondary readiness. I want to also point out that this is a tool that will be utilized as well to help progress monitor all of our students to make sure that we're able to take advantage of the increasing our CCMR outcomes-based bonus. This next slide is actually showing you again a very similar pay structure, but again, we really don't have to visit this information that much because we're restructuring this agreement. So I'm going to go ahead and move past that one and just share with you on this last slide, information-wise. I would like to leave you with a video that essentially is testimonials explaining how the CCMR dashboard makes the progress monitoring for CCMR more actionable. And not only will this solution allow our districts to build a more comprehensive CCMR data action plan, but it will also assist leaders in optimizing opportunities for our students. And that's really important as we are growing our students to ensure that they are ready for post-secondary success and the ability to be economically mobile. And I'll take any questions at this time.
Board, any questions, comments? Hearing none, thank you for the information. Thank you. Okay, we're now gonna move on to board matters. 12.1 is discussion and possible board action to approve the proposed 2025-2026 board calendar dates. Okay, board, this will be an action item for us. Is there a motion?
Madam President, I move that we approve the proposed 2025-26 board calendar dates.
Have a motion by Mr. Jones to approve the 2025-26 board calendar dates, and I'll second that. If you all please vote on your devices. Secretary Morris, whenever you're ready.
It's not showing, it shows, came up and showed it. I did it first. Telling me I wrote it. I can see it, but if you can,
No problem, give me just hold on, please.
it's 7 votes. Okay, 0 no.
Thank you very kindly, Secretary Morris.
On behalf of the Lancaster ISD Board of Trustees, the approval for the proposed 25-26 board calendar, motion carried unanimously.
Thanks so much. Okay, we'll move on to 12.2, discussion set a date for the joint city council and LISD board of trustees meeting. The city's proposing two options for the joint meeting, Monday, December 1st at 6 o'clock, and Thursday, December 4th at 6 o'clock. Or do you all need, can we make a decision tonight, or do you all need to look at calendars and respond back later? And do remember, we do have sporting activities going on also.
Yeah.
For Thursday night, maybe a game night.
Thursday night, game night, and we have a work session that day Wednesday.
So am I hearing that Monday, December 1st is favorable? Yes.
I think so.
Yeah, and from the majority, Ms. Allen, we'll go with Monday, December 1st at 6 o'clock.
Thank you, Madam President.
I appreciate that. Okay, going on to 12.3, discussion of delegate upcoming session. Ms. Nichols, I believe you received some information that you shared with everyone.
Sure, thank you so much. Yes, we did receive some information and, Ms. Allen will be sending out the link with the attachment. Sorry, oh, thank you. She's not very good, right? So you all should receive that information. Mr. Gerald Lewis will be partnering with me as an alternative when we go out to this conference. And him and I have already read over some of the material and working together. We want to make sure we do great representation as Lancaster ISD. So if you all could please make sure you go through the nominations that they have, that Frank sent to you, and also look at the link there of the changes that they're proposing to change. Just, and provide us with any feedback that's necessary. Okay?
Thanks so much. Okay, we'll move on to 12.4, discussion of local and out-of-state affiliation membership fees.
Madam President, we'll move forward to make a statement regarding the delegates.
Sure,
Delegate Assembly.
Mr. Jones.
Thank you. With the information you guys received, I know this is what we have right now, more so for those gonna be, voted on for delegates. But there will be additional items that you guys will have to vote upon. So when you get that information, make sure you read through it and provide your feedback to our delegates. Because those do become somewhat contentious sometimes as based off of what the habits are. We should make sure that our overall voice is being heard. And two newer board members who are gonna be that representative. So provided we need feedback, one of those items that we voted on, be highly advantageous for us. Thank you.
No, yeah, it's in the email that you received from, that you'll receive from Fran, Ms. Allen. It specifically states that please read through the documentation and read through the nominations, because the nominations has the bios as it relates to the person that's been nominated. Okay, so thank you for understanding that. Thank you.
Thank you all. We're gonna move back to 12.4, discussion on local and out-of-state affiliation membership fees. If you can open that link for me. Okay, we'll start first with so board, at this time, I'm assuming we're going to make decisions as to where we will be paying membership fees for membership. The first one is MOSFA membership, and for our district, we're between 5,000 and 9,000 students, it's $1,000. So we will start with that one. Is there any discussion about MOSFA?
I just would like to share, it's the Mexican American School Board Association. They do provide various trainings pertaining to how to positively impact the lives of Hispanic students. But that's their focus. They do have scholarship opportunities for our students to apply for. So that will be one component there. They do put out various statements throughout the year, various virtual training that we can also participate in if we are a member. So that's my 3 or 4 cents there.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments? Questions? Okay, hearing none. So, guess Mr. Hamlet, would it be legal for us to like come to a consensus as to one by one which membership? you'd like to?
one by, sure,
Okay, but no, for it's not really a vote, it's just kind of a consensus.
so
of
you
the-
vote by one if you want.
Okay. So Ms. Allen, I don't want you to have to put this in your.
You just divide the question, that you can go down the list and vote them up or down one by one. if
Okay,
you
I
want.
think that'd be easy, okay, so we'll do that, and we want you to diligent, since you are prepared to use diligent. So I'll just do a voice vote, if you're in favor of, Lancaster IC Board of Trustees being a member of the Mexican Association of, School Board. I'll start with Ms. Cortez.
Yes.
Mr. Jones,
Yes.
Ms. Nichols.
Yes.
Ms. Morris,
No.
Mr. Close,
Yes.
Mr. Smith,
Absolutely.
myself voting yes, motion passes. Okay, we'll move on to the North Texas Association of School Board Membership. The fee is $100. Any questions, comments in reference to this organization? Okay, we'll take a vote. Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Close,
Yes.
Ms. Morris,
Yeah.
Ms. Nichols,
Yes.
Mr. Jones,
Yes.
Ms. Cortez.
Yes.
Myself voting yes, motion passes. Next one is NSBA Q membership. It looks like the regular membership fee is $75. I'm assuming, is that that's for each individual membership on the board? So this being seven, it's gonna be close to $700 for the year. Any questions or comments about Q?
Madam President, I think we want to take a look at the registration. I don't think those numbers are accurate. Because they do it by district rates, so we want to take a look at those numbers, at least for what the actual cost would be for us as a district.
Okay.
The other part there is TASB is not a member of NSBA anymore. Once, it was 2 years ago, out of the great states pulled out of NSBA. CUBE is an organization within NSBA, which focuses on urban boards of education. But they do have various trainings throughout the year, the annual conference is coming up. They also have some with NSBA, which will be in San Antonio this upcoming spring. So that's just that, but that's not having any proper information as it relates to the overall value. Recommending we table this for now.
Okay, we will table NSBA Cube until we get the actual cost. And I believe there's something that a little further down. Oh, you know what, actually, here's the information we're looking for.
Is that?
So I'm assuming. Well, it starts at 15, but we don't have it enrolled
Yeah,
number.
we have that number, so yeah, we'll have to get clarification.
And we need to get clarification prior to district size. Okay, we'll still do that table, we'll move on to NABSE membership. And that membership fee is $156 per year per individual. Any questions or comments?
Madam President, I believe in our board operating guidelines, it specifies that this membership will be paid by each trustee. If they so choose to become a member. Milesville, NTASP, and Q were district memberships. The other ones were individual. That would be something else to consider, but these are the rates, if you wanted to join, become a member of NAPSI, you would do this with your budgets. And if you're the district bank or from.
Okay, so members, if you're interested in joining NABSE, please talk to Ms. Allen about having that paid on your behalf out of your board budget. Okay, next one is TASB membership fee, and that one is also. Well, looks like there is a district membership. Do you know how we usually pay it, Mr. Jones, individually or by district?
It's normally individuals for the board, I think the district has their opportunity to join as well. So you have NAPSI, you have TAPSI, and we have a regional affiliate, which is SWAPSI, Southwest Dallas County Association. But that's where it pays, and you can join as well.
Okay, so the membership fee is $105 per individual if you want to join TAPSI. So if you'd like to join TAPSI, please let Ms. Allen know for her to handle that for you. Okay, the next one is, the Texas Caucus of Black School Board Members. That is a, individual membership also. Don't we use to pay with district though?
We,
In the
actually,
past?
their rates are a little different, which I've been talking about that. It's for trustee is $50, but for a, and I'm not sure what these rates are coming from.
Right.
But then for the district is 500, which doesn't make sense, so 5 times 7 is 350, so we're 150 on to.
So we need to question the fees for tax.
But the rates there are definitely $50 for the caucus. They'll be hosting their annual luncheon and casino night this year. And the elections slate for new officers would be James Keaton, is slate to Marshall president of the caucus. We're from Foxville, vice president, name escapes me right now. I forgot who the other two are, for secretary and treasurer.
All right, so, if you'd like to join Tennessee, I guess the cheapest route for us to do is the individual route at $50 each. Please, notify Ms. Alice.
Well, if you plan on joining, make sure you be paid before conference, you plan on voting during the election.
Thank you for the information. Okay, I think we've completed all of the membership fees that are needed to be discussed. Then for board reminders, we have the Chatsworth Convention coming up in Houston, September 11th through 14th, 2025. Also, there has been a doodle poll sent out to everyone in reference to the third LSG governance training, either for Saturday, the 11th, or Saturday, October 18th. And that will be from 9 to 2. The doodle is still open until September 2nd, so please go in and cast your doodle. Next item on our agenda is adjournment. All in favor of adjournment? Aye. Okay. Looks like that motion that has passed. The time is 8:27 PM. Thank you all for coming out and have a good day.